Donald Trump, who is soon going to trial on some of the claims from writer Jean Carroll, who says he perpetrated an incident of sexual assault against her in the 1990s, is desperately trying to convince observers that his 2024 campaign is going great, even though the guy who lost by millions of votes in 2020 and has had 2 years to make his case against Biden ahead of the 2024 campaign we all knew he'd launch is barely hitting the past levels of support he saw in polls. Great poll numbers are springing forth for your favorite president, me, against Ron DeSantis, and Biden, Trump said Tuesday. I guess people are finding out that he wanted to cut Social Security and raise the minimum age to at least 70, at least 4 times. Likewise with Medicare, wanted big cuts. He is a wheelchair over the cliff kind of guy, just like his hero, failed politician Paul Ryan, the Fox News ratings destroyer who led Mitt Romney's presidential campaign down the tubes. Globalists all. We want America first. That one's easy to fact-check. Sure, Trump leads in polling sometimes, but there are also surveys like the recent poll from California that showed Ron DeSantis, should he decide to run, ahead by almost 20% in a one-on-one contest. There's more polling like that out there, decisively puncturing Donald's narrative. Trump is also still mad about the imaginary fraud he insists was responsible for his crushing defeat in the 2020 presidential race, which not a single court anywhere in the United States, from the level of the nation's district courts all the way to the U.S. Supreme Court, ever accepted was the result of fraud, despite many dozens of opportunities for such in the form of sprawling legal challenges after the last presidential election. There was so much voter fraud and irregularities in the 2020 presidential election that it amazes me how weak and ineffective Fox News is at portraying itself in the lawsuit against them, Trump blabbered on Tuesday. They look too scared and frightened to reveal the massive amounts of voter fraud and irregularities already found, and it would actually help them in the lawsuit. Instead, Fox News wants to silence its anchors and reporters, the reason so many of their viewers fled. The election was that of a third world country. Trump was evidently mad about revelations including the distance Fox's Rupert Murdoch put between himself and the false claims of election fraud that circulated after the last presidential election in comments including under oath to Dominion voting systems in the election technology company's sweeping defamation litigation against Fox News and Fox Corporation, claims that may soon go to trial. Trump's rants early Tuesday, at least initially, started just after 7 a.m. on the East Coast and continued until just before 8:45 a.m., although he eventually kept it going.